Hello everyone, this is Sports Card Corner with another video, and this one here is a small PSA order that I received back just this last week. Just a 4-card order here, submitted under PSA's regular service. So these are a little more valuable than some of the typical cards that I send in. Got a few Lukas here and one Deer and Fox. So let's go ahead and go through these. Pretty exciting order. So we'll go through and see what we have. So the first one here is Luka Doncic draft selections. This is the tie-dye, numbered to 25. It got a mint 9. Again, thick card out of select. Tough to get a 9 or a 10, so I'm happy with this 9, number 18 to 25, as you can see there. It looked really clean overall. Thought I would get a 9 or a 10. Did have a legit shot at a 10, but it did come back a 9, which I'm happy with. That's a great one to put in the personal collection there. I love that jersey patch swatch there with the 3 colors, so this is a really sweet card to have in the Luka PC. So first one up there, mint 9, tie-dye select jersey rookie from for Luka Doncic there. The next one here is a De'Aaron Fox, and this is the gold Prizm parallel out of select. So this is numbered to 10. So this one's numbered 6 out of 10. This one's a pretty nice one. I thought that this would get a 9 or a 10 when I sent it in, and it got a mint 9. Mint 9. So the shine on these cards are really nice, nice refraction. So I'm into this card. I paid $300 for this, and about, $20 fee for grading. So a 9's not gonna, increase the value on it, but definitely doesn't hurt it, I don't believe. Doesn't matter though, this one's going in my personal collection. Same with that prior Luka here. Paid about $100 for that Luka. And both of those are going in the personal collection. So I looked over the De'Aaron really, really well. And it was super clean. As you can see, the corners and edges. There's one defect, if you will, that I could see on the card. So maybe you'll catch it too as you're looking at the back. So give you a second to take a look here. Look at those corners and edges. It's very slight. So what it was in my mind was there's this little thing right down there on the edge in the purple there. It's very slight, but that is on the card. That's literally the only thing I could see wrong with this card. Sometimes the Prizms and have lines on the back that PSA doesn't worry about. This one was clean of those. No refractor, Prizm print lines or anything anywhere. Centering is just dead on from what I can see. So I think that's what held it back. And honestly, once you notice that and you see that it's there, I can see why it's a 9. And in my mind, that would make this card in particular a 9. So happy with that one, certainly, as it's super rare. So this next one here is a Luka Doncic rookie card Prizm, and this is the purple wave. And this one here got a mint 9. So the interesting thing with this card is it was a BGS 8.5 snap out. So I cracked it myself. And here's the flip for BGS. As you can see, BGS gave this a centering of an 8, and the rest of the subs were 9.5. So I looked at the card myself, online when I bought it. I said, yeah, the corners look clean, edges, etc. The centering was off. So then I looked at the centering real close on the front. I said, the centering is not an 8 on the front. It's nice enough to get the higher grade than that. But what I believe is that it is really off on the back. But still, overall, I felt like, this card for PSA standards and just having experience with how they grade, I felt like it would get a 9, and it did. So the centering on the top, see the Prizm name here and the numbering here is pretty close to the edge. On a better centered copy, that's going to be lower into the white. So you'll have more white space above the Prizm and the top of the card. So the back was off. The front, how I measure centering, or eyeball is all I do. For Prizm cards of this year is the top of the Prizm white text here to the top of the card, and the distance between the bottom of the card and the first white right here. So that little section of purple there, or whatever color you're looking at. If those are about the same, then it's centered. So that's the top bottom. Left, right, I use the silver line that you can see right here, tips of my thumbs. That goes all the way vertical length of the card. You want the distance between that and the edge of the cards to be the same. All right, so that's what I've looked at, and that's served me well. So hopefully that'll help you out if you're grading some of these. So fun to try that snap out, and it worked. You know, I was hoping for a 10, obviously, but hey, I'm happy with the 9 to add to my collection. And last but not least, this one is the Luka blue Prizm. And this one here got a low grade of near excellent to mint 6 overall. Now, as you can see on this copy, centering looks pretty good. So that would be a, 9 or better centering. So that wouldn't have held it back. What I can tell you on this card is there's a couple of flaws on the surface, on the back, down in this area, along the edges. What it looked like to me is it was held in a mag case that was a little too big for the card. So it moved around a little bit and it slid over into the mag border. If you're familiar with mags, you can see a 3-line plastic border, and it got kind of pinched in there. And that's how it was when I received it. I saw it and I was like, I'll just go ahead and hang on to the card because I just wanted a blue for my collection. I really was hoping though that this would get, maybe a 7 or an 8, but they lowered it all the way to a 6. And I have noticed with their grading that if there's kind of like foreign damage to the card, in other words, not from the fact, it's just kind of damage instead of an imperfection, they're tougher on that. And, as well they should be, I believe. The only other thing with this card was a slightly white corner there on the bottom. So definitely wasn't expecting a 9, but, I was hoping for a 7 or an 8. But, hey, a 6 will work. I just love that card, and it's going to be a personal collection card. It also has the common little print spot right there on several of these copies. I've even seen that spot on tins that I've seen as well. So PSA is not too worried about that one. It's hard to see, but anyway, that is the 4-card order. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's a real nice order for me to add some really cool cards to my PC. So thank you all for watching, and hope you have a good one. Out.